Okay, so now we get to have some fun with the victory posture, as I call it, or aka the Tada exercise. And this is a body posture exercise to help bring you from a place of undesirable mood or low energy to a more energetic, engaging, and I should say empowering place within yourself. And this body posture that we're going to practice, the whole goal is to shift your physiology, because your physiology is what drives your mood mostly. Sometimes our thoughts can drive our physiology, but for the most part, our physiology drives our mood. So I'm going to give you some tools here how to shift your physiology to a place that's more desirable for you. Let's imagine that you are stuck in one of these two or three different places that I show here. So on the left, there's that sort of depressive, low energy sort of overwhelm, and you can see it by the posture. And then on the right, there's the fight and flight stage where you've kind of lost your center, and maybe with the help of someone else, so to speak, and you are really off the handle and do not like, in either case, how you are feeling and how you're acting. So your desire is to shift it. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you a series of examples of the victory posture. You've seen this one before. This is what I used in the previous video to show that victory posture that is in the play state. And here's one example. Now we're going to have a number of examples besides this, but this is when you have succeeded and you have victored over a challenge. So your whole physiology causes you to raise your arms and to become bigger, more powerful in your stance. Here's a couple more examples. If you're a football fan, I'm sure you recognize the stance on the left, because when someone has a touchdown, they do a number of things, but this is one of them that is almost guaranteed. Some version of this. And then on the right, if you're a soccer fan, then here's another example of someone exulting a victory. Overcoming, maybe, you made a goal, you made a touchdown, you blocked a shot that would have caused the other team to win the game. This is the posture that our physiology puts us into when that's the case. And just a few more examples. Graduation, that's definitely reason to jump for joy. And then we have the shot of these two little kids who are jumping for joy as well. And this is the sort of kind of feeling that you're looking for when you do this exercise. And I recommend that you think of this feeling in your life in the past. What did it feel like? And you can even think of specific situations while you're doing this exercise. It will enhance the effect if you imagine if it's real. Maybe you were into sports, or maybe you climbed a mountain that you didn't think you could get up and you were just worried you'd ever make it up, and finally you got to the top and you're like, oh my God, yeah. And you're really exalted. So a few more notes before we do the actual exercise. There's a couple things that I want you to understand. If you are handicapped in some way by your pain, by your exhaustion, this can be modified. So what I'm going to be showing you is me standing up. So I'm going to look a lot like the figures I just showed you when I'm doing the exercise, and I'm going to be standing. But you do not have to stand if you can't. Instead, if you're in a chair, you can still do the victory thing by putting your arms up like that. Or maybe you can't put your arms up because you have a shoulder injury or a neck injury or some other sort of chronic issue that's really hobbled you. So you can still do this. You can go ta-da, right? And also I want to really remind you that if there's any situation at all that this would cause you pain, I do not recommend doing it. There's other options. You can do other sorts of things. And also, this isn't just a physical movement. It's also breath. So you're going to take a breath in and then ta-da, right? So you want to use the voice and the breath as well, because that's part of the social engagement system, and it will reinforce the believability in terms of your nervous system that this is what you're up to. Like, I won, yay, things are great. So you kind of want to, this is how you trick your nervous system, is that, you fake it till you make it, which is actually, in terms of posture, a very real thing. If you do fake it, so to speak, so you do what you don't feel like, you do it anyway, it makes a huge difference. And the other thing that may happen is that you will not feel like doing this. Believe me, I know, because I've done this. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you feel frozen. Maybe you're just wanting to run away from the world. And when you try to do this, it's almost like It just grates against your whole sense of things. That's normal. And I'm going to encourage you to move beyond that resistance as much as possible. And it'll feel very awkward and very dishonest almost. That's a good word. It almost feels dishonest. But that is okay, because what you're doing is you're contradicting the state that your nervous system has chosen for you. And you're pushing against it with your conscious awareness through this action. So please just push against it as much as you can. And don't push too hard, because then you'll have a rebellion. But you can push it, okay, maybe I can do 1, right? Okay, well, that was hard, but I did 1. And then next time you try, let's do 3, and so on, and see if you can expand your capacity in that regard.